Today, all eyes are on Northern Ireland, where serious disturbances have shaken public opinion. In an area already scarred by a long history of political and social tensions, the streets once again became the scene of a violent outbreak as a demonstration turned into a direct clash with security forces. What began as a tense protest quickly escalated into a chaotic and uncontrollable situation, culminating in an armed confrontation with serious consequences. The incident took place on the outskirts of an urban area in Belfast, where a group of demonstrators had gathered to express their dissatisfaction over issues that, so far, have not been fully clarified by the authorities. Some early reports suggest the unrest may be linked to discontent over recent government decisions, while other sources point to the possible involvement of radical groups seeking to provoke law enforcement. Whatever the underlying cause, what is certain is that the situation deteriorated rapidly. Initially, the police deployment aimed to keep the demonstration under control. Riot units were strategically positioned to contain the crowd, and in the early stages, everything pointed to a standard policing operation. However, as the minutes passed, tensions grew. Shoving, objects being thrown, and shouting indicated rising hostility between demonstrators and officers. At a critical point, the situation spiraled out of control. Several eyewitnesses began recording on their mobile phones as a man, apparently involved in the unrest, was confronted by an armed officer. The footage shows a series of shots being fired, first one, then a second, and finally a third. The man collapses to the ground, and rather than dispersing, the crowd reacts with even more chaos. The videos were quickly circulated on social media, prompting a wave of reactions. In the clips, one can hear voices expressing shock, disbelief, and even dark humor, reflecting both the impact of the moment and the different ways people respond emotionally to extreme violence. Phrases like "go for the hat trick" or comparisons to athletes and fictional characters show how some processed the horror with sarcasm, while others voiced genuine concern about what they had just witnessed. Beyond the media storm these images generated, the facts remain: the man was shot 3 times by the officer. According to preliminary reports, he is in critical condition, although no official medical statement has yet been released. The Police Service of Northern Ireland, PSNI, issued a statement shortly after the incident, confirming that lethal force had been used in response to a direct threat and that an internal investigation is underway to determine whether the use of force was proportionate and justified. Minutes after the shooting, a loudspeaker message was directed at the crowd. Authorities urged the demonstrators to disperse immediately, warning that firm measures would be taken against any further acts of violence. That warning, also recorded on video, has since been circulated by media outlets, underlining the severity of the incident. Situations like this reignite a long-standing debate in Northern Irish society: the balance between the right to protest and the state's duty to maintain public order. Although Northern Ireland has enjoyed a period of relative stability since the 1998 Good Friday Agreement, it remains a region haunted by its past. Political polarization, questions of national identity, and community tensions continue to simmer, and any confrontation can quickly escalate if not handled with care. Analysts suggest that this event could carry significant political implications, particularly in the context of upcoming local elections and the delicate institutional balance at Stormont, the seat of Northern Ireland's devolved government. Several parties have already called for a comprehensive review of police protocols, while human rights organizations have raised concerns about the use of firearms in civilian protest settings. This incident also raises broader questions about public trust in policing and the transparency of security operations during times of civil unrest. In recent years, both in the UK and across Europe, there has been growing scrutiny over police tactics, especially those involving firearms and crowd control. The Northern Ireland case could become a focal point in future debates about police accountability, the legal framework for the use of force, and the right of citizens to protest without fear of violent reprisal. As investigations progress and political pressure mounts, attention will remain fixed on how both local and national authorities respond, not only to this particular event, but to the wider concerns it reflects in a democratic society. For now, the PSNI has stated that it will fully cooperate with the Police Ombudsman's Office, which is responsible for analyzing the case and determining whether established protocols were followed. It is also expected that the identity of the injured man, along with any prior history he may have had with law enforcement, will be made public in the coming days. Public opinion is currently divided. While some believe the police acted appropriately in response to what they saw as a serious threat, others argue that this was an excessive use of force that could have been avoided. Social media has become a battleground of opposing viewpoints, and the debate is likely to continue over the coming weeks. We'll continue to report as more information emerges about this serious incident. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the police response was justified, or are we witnessing another case of law enforcement overstepping its bounds? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like to stay informed about everything happening across the UK. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next report.